Hey everyone, welcome to the Gathering Paracast. My name is Heidi.
And I'm Stephanie, and welcome to another Wednesday. And we have a fabulous guest on tonight. Her name is Jessi, and she is with Arcane Adventures and Arcane Paranormal World. I believe it is on Facebook, Jessi.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome in. So
Thank you.
I met Jessi a couple of months ago at a conference in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And we talked for a long time. And so at that time I said, well, you need to be on our show. Sometimes it just takes a while to get you were supposed to be on a couple
Right.
weeks ago, and then we just couldn't do it. So I'm really happy that you got on today. So welcome in.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. And I've got to say hi, Dana. That's my surrogate mother. So.
Oh, nice. Well, hello, Dana. Well, welcome in. And I know that you told me a little bit about yourself down there in Wisconsin, but share with everyone what you do and what your methods are, because they're a little bit different, I think, than most.
Okay. Well, a little bit of background about me is I am actually prior military, so I'm familiar with kind of doing things, backpacking, weaponry, outdoor. I also grew up in the outdoors. My parents, we went camping all the time, every summer. So I'm used to the outdoors, nature and stuff. And so and I'm also a single mother. So after my daughter turned 18 a few years ago, I decided I'd put my life on hold for her. So now it was time I could get back out there. And I didn't have anybody to go out with. So I actually go out and investigate on my own. I started off doing more of the paranormal side of things, and then really started to, especially after the whole COVID thing, really started digging more into cryptids and everything, and discovered I actually do more of my investigations on the Ice Age Trail here in Wisconsin. Because after doing some research, discovered that there's a lot of encounters that people have reported through the Ice Age Trail while they're hiking. And anybody that's not familiar with the Ice Age Trail, it's a trail that basically goes throughout the entire state, and you can hike through and backpack and camp out there. And those are the individuals that have had experiences where they've been hiking through and camping out to go and continue on those trails. Mm-hmm. So I've decided to go out and investigate those, and between there and the Kettle Moraines. And I usually go with a couple of recorders, my phone. I'll go live usually, so I don't feel so alone. Mm-hmm. And then I do bring my weapon, but that is particularly for any crazy people that might be out there for protection, because I have no intentions on ever hurting any of these wonderful creatures that are out in the woods. But from there, I've captured some sounds, some strange noises that, like I said, I grew up in the woods, grew up outdoors. So I kind of know the difference between some of the oddities and what's normal. And I've also had a couple images, which you can actually find on my TikTok page, a couple of videos, things that have followed me out. And I don't know, I'm not scared when I go out. So I know you were like, don't do that. Don't go out by yourself.
Well, but here's the thing. And it's not that I'm not afraid of the cryptids or the animals. It's the people. Like you said, this is why you're armed, right? You never know who you might meet and what are their intentions towards you, And I think that's the primary thing why we have that rule in our team.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, I went out to do the investigation on Bray Road a couple of weeks ago, and my mother gave a message because they live in Florida. My parents live in Florida, and she goes, "Are you going by yourself?" I said, "No, I do actually have Kevin coming with me." And she's like, "Good." And the main thing of that was because I'm kind of injured at the moment, and I'm awaiting surgery. But I says that way, he can kind of help support me and if anything happens. And she's like, "Good." I says, "Do you think I should bring my weapon?" She goes, "Yes." What are you crazy? Yes. I'm like, okay.
Yes. Well, yes. And when you told me that, because last time I talked to you before this, you were supposed to be on the week before. and then our show got canceled for that week. And you told me you were going there, and I'm like, Jessi, I mean, that cryptid is nothing to mess with, and you're like, be quiet. I know all about it. And then you said that he was coming with, and I'm like, whew, okay. That's good. But no. So do tell us about what you found. So it's the Beast of Bray Road. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, Linda Godfrey was the one who illustrated what she saw, which was the Dog Man, and it was Bray Road.
Yes. Yeah. And Lee Hempel, who actually owns the property, was really good friends with Linda Godfrey as well. And so a lot of the stories, you could tell that when he even talks about her, it really it hurts her loss in the cryptid world. But he had some amazing photos and videos of between the beast creature that's out there, thunderbirds that he's gotten imagery of, UFOs, strange orbs, strange voices that he's captured on his trail cams. I mean, it's the whole shebang that's out there. So I went out on the investigation going, okay, this is going to be something. We're going to get something. And it was, so because it was the weekend right before the 4th, fireworks were going off all night. And I think it might have been a huge hindrance on. He's like, you're going to get orbs out there. You're going to see something. Something's going to happen. And he actually stayed in his shed. He has a big pole barn kind of thing that he keeps all of his tractor equipment and four-wheelers and all his toys and stuff. And so we actually took our vehicles and drove out into the middle of the field and set up for the night. And we kind of set up our vehicles. We slept in the back of the truck. And somebody was like, don't you have one of those tents to go on the back of the SUV? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Specifically, I got it so that when I do go camping and if something happens and I'm sleeping in the tent, I can just kind of crawl in the back and take off if I have to. You see a woman driving down the street or road with a tent flying off the back. That's probably me.
Something happened. There she goes.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing really spectacular happened. We had there was an orb, and I don't even know, I haven't gone back to look at the video footage. There, we had left those glow balls out there and throw them out there and had some glow sticks. And it looked like it was like a orange flickering light, and they absolutely were not the the fireflies that were flying, because there were a lot of those, but there was actually something that flew across the field, and I think it was just out of frame. But it was hey Clef. It was very odd. I did catch that, but I don't know if it was actually in the live stream. I'd hoped on going live all night, but we are planning on going back out there to do another investigation.
Do you think there's a certain time of year that might be better suited for that? I mean, fall maybe?
Spring. Yep, spring and fall. And I had planned on actually taking a trip the end of fall this year, but I had to cancel it due to my upcoming surgery. Yeah. So I'm hoping, because there's a few places that I'm really hoping to hit. And I know Oklahoma is a huge hot spot. The LBL is another huge hot spot. And I want to get back out to Ohio too. I have another buddy out there that does his own kind of investigating out there. And I want to get back out there to go and investigate. I was there last year. And I need to get back out there.
Now, are you looking for Bigfoot there or Dogman there too? Because Bigfoot is big in Ohio.
He actually had, the Bigfoot, but he actually had a Dogman experience, and he actually ran into a rake. He had an encounter with a rake out there. So that's kind of what we're going up there for.
That's cool.
That is cool.
We're going to have you back on now. We got to hear about all this stuff.
We do, for sure.
So I have to, when Stephanie was telling me about you, and that you go out by yourself. And I was like, okay, well, I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, people, right? But then you had mentioned that you do like a live stream when you're out.
Mhm.
And so then it's
Yeah.
like you have people with you.
Mhm.
And I'm like, is it the same? So how does that feel? Like do you feel like you're in investigations, not when like your husband or anyone is with you, but you are really alone? Does you feel that helps? Does anybody see anything that you didn't see because they can see
Yeah.
it through the video?
Yeah, actually, a lot of times, and it is true that when I am on the live stream, I don't feel so alone. There are times where I'll actually hike into an investigation spot and then go live and then kind of hike my way out with them. Because sometimes, they say that they know when you're recording and you might actually get stuff when you're not recording as opposed to. So I kind of do both things. Sometimes I'll hike my way in, and there have been times where I've started to hike my way out and my phone dies. So then I'm kind of by myself again anyways. And yeah, there is a difference. I had one investigation that I was out on the Ice Age Trail actually, and my phone had actually died on my way out, and I was turned around. I was not lost. I tell everybody I didn't get lost. I just got turned around. And after my phone died, I actually heard something on the right-hand side of me, and I started walking, and it was walking along with me. It was following me out. And I said, okay, that makes sense. Sure, of course. Now you pop up after my phone dies. Thanks a lot. I said, and I kept walking. The least you could do is actually guide me out of here since I got turned around. And I could hear it walking along next to me, and then it had stopped, and I was at a crossroad, like a split. And I was like, well, I'm guessing it's this way. And I kept walking, and it had stopped following me out. I'm like, must be it. And yeah, it walked me right out, led me the way.
Wow.
So when you get in that instance, like if your phone dies during a live stream, do people freak out and they think something happened to you? I mean, I can imagine people would be like just beside themselves because all of a sudden, poof, you're gone.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of times where I've actually put out shorts right afterwards and say, okay, guys, I made it to my vehicle. I'm here. I'm good. I used to have a team of moderators that I was in a chat group with them. And I would say, okay, just let everybody know once I would get back and my phone charged up. I'm like, okay, let everybody know I'm good. But now pretty much everybody that's in the page are pretty connected now. So if one person knows, they can kind of do the whole chain thing and let everyone know I made it out. But
nice.
I keep extra chargers with me now. I have lots of spare battery chargers.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. You gotta, right?
Yeah. Especially in the wintertime. The phones just
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Totally. Yeah. Good. Well, so when you go and do these, you are staying overnight from like daylight to daylight, or how does that work? What do you call an overnight?
So if I'm doing an overnight, I've tried to do 2 so far. The first one that we tried to do, it wasn't supposed to get so cold, and it froze us out. It got down to like almost 28 degrees, and we couldn't keep the fire going. The wood was so wet because of all of the moisture and stuff. So we ended up leaving, and then the last one was Bray Road. Normally, now those are the 2 that I've actually had Kevin with. He's fairly new to doing this with me because Kevin's been doing more paranormal research, and I just met him a few months ago. But otherwise, I usually go by myself completely. I've done a couple. Well, actually, take that back. I did do another camp out. I went up to Adams County because there was a couple of reports there in Adams County in Wisconsin. So I did an overnight there where I actually was there by myself, and I slept in the back of my vehicle pretty much and camped out. But those are a few. I hope to do more, but normally I go out and I'm out for like 2-3 hours tops.
Okay, so like a normal investigation where you just go out, do your thing, head back, go home.
Yeah. Do you ever lose track of time when you're out there?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
well, mentally, but yes, but I haven't
mean,
lost.
Or what should I say? Or lose time, because sometimes we go out
Yeah.
and I feel like we're out there for an hour, maybe 2, and we get back to the car and it's like 4 or 5 hours later. It's like, oh my God, what is going on here? Has that happened to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, that's, well, not so much when I'm on a live stream, but it has
Mhm.
happened to me when I've just gone out hiking and
Yes.
stuff by myself. And
Yeah.
yeah, I have noticed that. And I've even gone through times where I've tried to just video and just kind of like video document like some of the stuff that I'm doing.
Mhm.
And my batteries drain out. I can't keep the camera battery going. I'm constantly charging, which doesn't make sense because if you go out with a full charge, and then in those certain circumstances, sometimes I'll actually just go live, like surprise, I'm live.
Mhm.
And from then on, I don't have, I'm pretty much, I've got my time. But if I don't have something that's tracking, I have lost track of time. Now, did I lose time? I'm not sure, but definitely lose track of time. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah, video is kind of ballast against time. Yeah. Because I think when you're always when you're on screen like that, like you said, you're not going to lose track of time. And, I often wonder, like you said, also, Bigfoot and cryptids in general feel those frequencies, right? From all of these things that we carry with us. Have you ever gone out without any of those things and just went out by yourself and didn't have, your phone on, a camera on, whatever, any of that?
yeah, I do sometimes when I do go out and I'm doing like more of a video thing sometime and I'm not doing a live stream, I'll have my camera handy just because I love taking photos anyways, the sunset and animals and that kind of thing. And when I'm out like that, then I lost track of what the question was because I was thinking about how much video time.
Well, no, just go on. It's fine. It's great. So, yeah. When there's
But-
not so many frequencies going on. I mean, it's thought that, they would come near us more if there
If we
weren't
didn't have
all
the
these
stuff.
other things going on. Right.
No gear.
No
Yeah.
gear. Just the old stuff.
Yeah. So again, I haven't really done a whole lot of cryptid investigations prior to this. It was more paranormal, which I've tried to kind of stay away from now. I'd almost rather deal with the flesh and blood entities over things that I can't see. And but I have noticed that when I am out and I'm not recording, those are the ones that I feel more and I can sense more when I'm out.
Spirits.
Yeah. So those are which are not what I'm actually out looking for anymore, but they all go hand in hand. They all do that and the aliens. So
They do.
Yep.
They do. Do you believe that cryptids are multidimensional creatures?
I think that cryptids, that's kind of a loaded question.
Leave it to me to ask that.
I believe that they have abilities. I believe that some of them can and some of them can't. Some of them can go within dimensions. Some of them do have that ability to, I don't want to say portals because I don't think portals are these like Doctor Strange circles of spheres of things that people always image. But I think they do have the ability to travel, and we do not. It is not in our nature to be able to do that. So,
And
if we do,
right? It's
yeah.
not fair. I kind of would like to do that. I mean, I remember years ago we knew of this portal in the woods, and it was a Bigfoot hotspot. And I'm like, we should go through it. And we're like, but what if we never come out? And I'm like, well, there is that.
Yeah.
But
That's very true.
I mean, what if you got somewhere and you could never come back? That'd be kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, because we don't know
how
it works.
Right.
So that'd be a bad deal. So they just don't let us right now.
They don't. Right. Because we're not far
we
enough
can't.
along to do that.
Another
So
ball.
I don't know. I always think with my luck in life, just like in the movies, you go through this portal, and on the other side, it's like way terrible. And then,
yes,
like,
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that would be tough.
That would be very tough.
yeah,
That would be very tough. So Mike
yeah.
Hexum is in the chat room, and he's asking about. He's one of our Minnesota Bigfoot researchers. I know him well,
Okay.
and he's talking about Brave Road, and he says that there are a lot of Bigfoot reports on Brave Road. What do you know about that?
Mhm.
So what she's talking about though, Michael, is that's where the Beast of Bray Road happened, and which was a dog man. And Linda Godfrey, who's a phenomenal cryptozoologist, wrote that story down as she saw it, and she drew pictures, and she was fabulous. But yeah, tell us about that. What you heard about the Bigfoot up there?
I actually have. I know that they have had sightings of Bigfoot in the Elkhorn area, but I think for the most part, even when you look up anything or try and research, a lot of the stuff is more is all Dogman, and it's.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been. I know there have been sightings of the Bigfoot within the area. I mean, the whole Elkhorn area is just. There's a lot of different encounters, especially with UFO type things too.
Mm-hmm.
People turning in encounters of that stuff. And I think a lot of it has to do with the Native American history, which I have yet to be able to really dive into it. I want to get out to the library out in Elkhorn to kind of research the.
How close is Elkhorn to Black River Falls?
Black River, probably about, it's from Elkhorn from me is like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And I think Black River Falls is like 2.5 hours.
So it's a little bit further than that,
Yeah.
because strange things happen in Black River Falls too. I mean, I knew someone who saw a dog man literally in the outskirts of Black River Falls years ago. And there's a lot of native energies that are there too. There's a reason why it's called Blackfoot, or excuse me. Totally forgot the name of the town I was asking.
Black River Falls.
Black River Falls. Oh my God. See? Oh my gosh, it's contagious. But so yeah, it'd be fun to dig up the Native American history there. It'd be cool to talk to Native Americans actually about the Elkhorn area.
Yeah. And I would love to be able to talk with any of them myself. But I know a lot of them are pretty quiet when it comes to talking with white people. I hate to say it, but I do have a few people that I've talked to in other states, but they're very, very quiet. And I know that pretty much anything, once you get to like the Madison area, west, and then like the Fond du Lac area, and then north, that is all, because it's so wooded and so many people or so few people, that pretty much anywhere you go, there are encounters. People are reporting encounters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Wow. Cool. I mean, I know before the show we were talking about just some of the different things that you've encountered and looked at, and you've got some videos and audios and things like that. So I definitely think we should have you back on when we can dive into some of this and maybe have you share some of your footage if you're up for that, because we're always up for, we love like those sound clips and stuff too, because we've had some really interesting experiences. Yeah. And then when someone else shares like a sound clip or something, we're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like what we heard. Yeah. It's like so exciting.
And you learn from each other too, right? Yeah. And like we have a gal that comes on our show, right? And she's the owl queen, really. she's the lead of the Owl Center in Southern Minnesota. And she does the best owl calls that they're phenomenal. And some owls have like crazy screeches, and a lot of times, and I don't know if people send you their stuff, like we get a lot of video from people saying, oh my God, Steffi, I think it's a Bigfoot and this is where it was. And then I'm like, yeah, no, that's, an owl, and then I send them a little recording of what owl I think it was. And then they get really mad at me.
They want it to be a cryptid.
They want it to be a cryptid, right?
I have discovered that there's a lot of people, and I always think of the poster from X-Files, I want to believe.
Yes.
And I think a lot
Yes.
of people, they would rather just believe it and deny that it's something absolutely natural than
Yes.
for you to tell them that, yeah, it's an owl. I mean, even when we were out on Bray
Oh.
Road, there was this like screeching bird that had come through and landed on the trees, and like, what is it? And they were like kind of swarming and attacking each other, and it was making like this clicking noise, and I'm like, what is that? That's not an owl. And turns out it was actually a screech owl. And I didn't know
See?
owls made clicking noises. Like,
Oh, they
wow.
make some
Wild
crazy noises.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why we've had her on our show a few times,
So many
because
times.
it's
Yeah.
helpful for
Mhm.
people. Like, you got to debunk the stuff, or you're going to be,
Right.
you're not going to be credible.
No.
You have
No.
to
Right.
debunk. And so
Yeah.
looking at what other options are out there for making some of these really
Mhm.
odd noises at
Mhm.
night, because you can't actually see the animal.
No, you can't see
You
it.
have to
Right.
do
Yeah.
your research. So yeah, it's important to.
And they're terrifying, some of them, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, same. So then they get kind of mad at you. And I know last year at Bigfoot Days, one of the gals that she had asked me these questions, and I told her it was an owl. And I saw her there and I'm like, are you mad at me? Why do you say that? I said, because you haven't talked to me since you sent me that audio. Oh, no. And I'm like, yes, you are.
Oh,
Oh, well, anyway, it's all good. It's all good. But, oh, wow. Well, this has been a really fun chat.
Yeah.
absolutely. We definitely have to have you back on.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'd love to.
Because I know you've done so much and you've talked about UFOs and orbs. And so maybe the next time we'll kind of focus on that stuff. And yes, for sure, we will have you on again.
Yeah.
But tell people where they can find you online.
So you can find me on YouTube at Arcane Adventures with Jessi. I'm also on Facebook, which I'm under Arcane Paranormal World. And you can join the Arcane Paranormal World group, or I have also another Facebook, Arcane Jessi, which is more of the private posts that I do with my personal. And then I'm also on TikTok, and that's arcane.adventures4.
Oh, okay.
And that's the TikTok, and I have some video clips there too of some of the images and everything that I've
Great.
captured. So
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well,
Fantastic.
thanks for being on. And
thank you for having me.
good luck
Yeah.
to you. And if you find something cool and all that footage you're going to be going through pretty soon, from Bray Road, let us know.
Yep.
But yeah,
All right.
we'll
Sounds
schedule you
good.
again for sometime soon. So everybody, thanks for joining us. For those, I see a lot of names in the comments that I don't know. So thanks for joining in tonight. And to all of the troops out there who may be watching, and I know you do sometimes, thank you for your service, and please be safe. The world is a crazy place right now.
Yes. And
Amen,
thanks
yeah.
for all the comments. I mean, there's tons of
Mhm.
comments and just some back and
Yes.
forth going on in there. So thanks for all the comments in the chat room.
Yeah.
And wherever anybody is listening to us, thank you so much for tuning in. Even if you're checking out our podcasts on
Yeah.
Podbean or through YouTube or Facebook, thank you so much. And thank you to
Yes.
Cryptovania Network for hosting our show, and Jason
Mhm.
Trost, our producer. We're so grateful to all of you, and we're looking forward to seeing you all
Yeah.
again next week.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.